In the second chapter, there are a set of verses which describe the self, Atman. Soul is not the right word for Atman. Soul gives all kinds of distorted meanings. Self is the right word, better word. So in the second chapter, Krishna describes the self, our true self, what we are actually. He describes that in many verses. This is one of them. There is another verse in the second chapter. We chant that in the Jnana Yoga Shloka Sangraha, that the self cannot be burnt, it cannot be wet by water, it cannot be cut by weapon. Yes? Familiar with that? Nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dahati pavakaha. So there is the nainam dahati pavakaha means fire cannot burn it. Fire cannot burn you. Fire cannot burn the self. I was correcting Bhagavad Gita answer sheets recently. Not yours, don't worry. Distance education. I was correcting answer sheets of Bhagavad Gita. One of the students had written that same thing as Atman is incombustible. The self cannot be burnt by fire. He converted that into another kind of sentence. He wrote, self is incombustible. Must have been an engineering student who has studied combustibility of substances. Anyway, coming to this verse, we will chant it once. Repeat after me. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidena.
Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidena.
Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyah.
Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyah.
Ascharyavat chainamanya shranoti.
Ascharyavat chainamanya shranoti.
Shrutvaapyenam vedana chaiva kaschit.
Shrutvaapyenam vedana chaiva kaschit.
This is a very nice verse. There are similar statements elsewhere also in the scriptures. In Kathopanishad, a very similar verse comes. Shravanayapi bahubir yona labhyaha shrinvantopi bahavo yamna vidyuhu. Similar verse comes in Kathopanishad also. It says, some people don't even get to hear about the self. They live their whole life without even getting to hear about it, meaning they will not expose themselves to this at all. But many people who get to hear about it don't understand head and tail of what is happening. Shrumantopi bahavo yamna vidyu. They will not understand what they are listening to. And then it says, Ascharyo vakta kushalanusishta. Ascharyo vakta kushalosya labha. Ascharyo jnata kushalanusishta. Whereas some people will speak of it as a wonder, some people will listen to it as a wonder and get to know about it from people who already know about it. This is a similar verse. We don't know which is first, whether Kathopanishad is first or Gita is first. Most likely Kathopanishad is first and then Bhagavad Gita comes. Probably Krishna was quoting Kathopanishad. In fact, in the second chapter, there are 3-4 verses which are very similar to Kathopanishad mantras. This is one of them. So it is saying, this verse is saying, Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidena. Some see their own self. Here he is referring to the self. Enam means that he is referring to the self. That is from the previous verse's continuation. Some people behold themselves as a wonder Themselves, not something else, themselves. They will see themselves as a wonder. Some people will try to express it, try to speak of it as a big wonder. Some people will listen to it and will get the glimpses of it and will get induced with wonder. Whereas some others, even after listening about it, nothing happens much. Some people don't. What is he saying? It looks like some other language. That's all. Nothing goes in. Whereas for somebody who is ripe enough, who has gone through the process of yoga, when he listens to it, that itself gives him a sense of wonder. Now here, in this verse, the key word is Ascharya. The key word in this verse is Ascharya. Ascharya means wonder. There is a scripture in Kashmiri Shaivism known as Shiva Sutras, same as Yoga Sutras. There is a text called Shiva Sutra. In that Shiva Sutra, there is a sutra. It says Ascharya Yoga Bhumika. Ascharya is the stepping stone to yoga. A sense of wonder is the stepping stone for higher possibilities. Because if you don't have a sense of wonder about something, you will not try to know about it, will you? When something new is presented to you, if you are insensitive to it, if you are so full of yourself that you don't even recognize something wonderful in front of you, nothing new will happen. You will go on with your own psychological drama, your power of thought. You will continue with your own nonsense. Nothing else will be able to capture your attention. So Ascharya Yoga Bhumika means Ascharya, the sense of wonder, is a stepping stone to yoga, stepping stone to higher possibilities. See, here they are speaking about beholding our own self as a wonder, but you can generalize it and talk about it in terms of the path of yoga. To feel the sense of wonder in our present state as we are now, to actually feel Ascharya, to feel a sense of wonder, we need some elaborate setting. If a movie has to give you a sense of wonder, directors and producers have to spend 500 crores now. They cannot give you the sense of wonder with very simple things anymore. We are slowly becoming more and more insensitive. Only if something great, something too complicated, only if something complicated is shown to us, we will say, yeah, it was wonderful. We are slowly becoming more and more insensitive. Our skin is becoming more and more numb as days are passing by. But the process of yoga is to recognize that magical things are happening right in front of you and you are ignoring them. Right in front of you, wonderful things are happening. And you are ignoring them because your mind is so insensitive, so numb to it, that it thinks only if some complicated thing happens, it is wonderful. It is changing the context from one to another. What I mean is, if I show you a very nice design made of gold, very nice idol made of gold, very nice sculpture made of gold, you will look at it as a wonder. But changing the context means you should not necessarily feel that sense of wonder looking at the shape of the gold, but gold itself should make you feel that sense of wonder. Not the shape of the gold, but gold itself. You should recognize that gold itself is a wonder by itself. If you change the context slightly, you will no more look for a particular shape of gold for you to feel that sense of wonder. Gold itself will make you that sense of wonder. So in yoga, what has to happen is, we should stop feeling that sense of wonder only for complicated things on the surface and recognize that the stuff which is making up all these complicated things is itself a wonder. What I am talking about is, when we look around, there are so many trees around us. And trees, since we have looked at them since childhood, it does not look like a wonderful thing to us. But if you simply apply your mind slightly to that, what has simply happened is, earth has started dancing around the seed and earth has stood up like a tree. It's a magical thing that is happening right in front of us. If you put a seed on if you put a seed in the planet, on this earth, the earth around that seed will start dancing around and it will start accumulating into the seed and it will stand up as the tree. It is a magic. It is actually a magic that is happening right in front of us. But we are insensitive to it. That is not wonderful. For wonderful, somebody has to spend 500 crores in some VFX animation graphics and have to show you on the screen. Only then you will say, oh, wonderful. Magical things are happening right in front of us. Your own body is a wonder. Where did it come from? See, if in this hall now, if a piece of stone from there, and there are many tiles put on this floor, if a piece of tile comes out and starts walking, will you freak out? Will you freak out? You will freak out, yes, because earth has come out and it has started walking. If that happens, you will freak out. Why are you not freaking out for this? Where did this come from? This is a piece of mud that is walking on the planet. Why are you not freaking about this? Why are you not looking at this with a sense of wonder? It is a magical thing that is happening right in front of you. So, Ashcharya Yoga Bhumika means getting rid of your psychological nonsense and seeing that magic is happening right in front of you even now. And then it will go into a mutually dependent process. See, Ashcharya is a very, very interesting emotion. In Natya, Ashcharya is one of the Navarasas. There are 9 rasas in Natya. Ashcharya is one of it. Ashcharya rasa is one of the Navarasas. Ashcharya rasa means when you feel a sense of wonder for something, what does it mean? It means you have forgotten all your nonsense. You have you have emptied yourself completely so that you can grasp that. That's what sense of wonder means. You are no more revolving around your rubbish anymore. You have completely purged yourself. You have forgotten yourself, and you are willing to grasp that completely, and therefore you are emptying yourself. Ashcharya is a process of creating a vacuum within you. You are creating an exclamatory mark within you. Creating an exclamatory mark within you means this, that earlier you were too full of yourself, thinking about yourself, your own body, that, this, whatever. Now, when you felt a sense of wonder for something, you forgot yourself for that moment. You emptied yourself so as to fill in that in you. So, obviously it is a higher possibility. So, and then it will go into a mutually dependent process. Because you have emptied yourself, something new will come into you. Because something new will come into you, you will feel more wonder. And because you feel more wonder, you will empty yourself more, something new more will come into you. This will go into a virtuous process, infinite regression, ending in your enlightenment, ending in the surprise of your own existence. You will look at your own existence as a wonder. So it is Ashcharya Yoga Bhumika means, or what this culminates in that. Ashcharya Yoga Bhumika is the beginning of the process. That sutra refers to the beginning of yoga. It says you should develop a sense of wonder. And it culminates in this. It culminates in seeing your own self. The most obvious thing that was ever there in your experience, you will look at that as a wonder. Your own self, you look at it as a wonder. Because you will see, how did I miss it my whole life? It was right there. How did I even miss it? You missed it because of the heap that we gathered around us. The heap became more important than that which was carrying the heap. By heap, I mean all the psychological stuff. The psychological heap became more important to us than that which was holding on to that psychological stuff. So if we simplify our psychology, if we make it a little uncomplicated, using Ashcharya as a tool, this is one of the ways of doing yoga. If you develop that sense of wonder, then yoga will happen. Now it doesn't mean that you should go around the street looking at everybody and saying, wow, wow, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean you have to become a cartoon for others to see. It doesn't mean that you have to become an Australia for others. You don't become an Australia. You have a sense of wonder within yourself. It is a personal process. It is a subjective process. It is not for advertisement. You sit and feel the sense of wonder within yourself. You don't have to go on advertising it on Facebook. Wow, wow. You don't have to do that. If you do that, okay, you may get distracted. You do it your own wish. But what I meant is you have to develop a sense of wonder within yourself. And sense of wonder means emptying your garbage and willing to acquire something new, which was right there. And you were missing it because of your garbage that you were carrying earlier. So when you purge it a little bit, you will feel a sense of wonder for something. Because you feel a sense of wonder for it, you will purge yourself more. So it will go into a infinite regression, culminating in this, culminating in looking at your own self with a sense of wonder. So, Ashcharya is an important emotion. So you can go about with Ashcharya Yoga. In fact, even Buddha used to speak of this. He used to ask his monks sometimes. He used to show them a flower. Monks, don't you recognize that flower as a big wonder? He used to ask them. He used to look at it as a wonder. Because he used to try to imbibe that in the monks also. He used to bring their attention to the simpler things around and make them realize that magic is happening all around you. And this is one of Buddha's famous statements. He said, walking on water is not a magic. Walking on earth is a magic. As I pointed out just now, this body walking on earth is a magic. It is earth, a piece of earth walking on earth. It is a highly magical thing that is happening right with you. So don't look for magic like walking on water, flying in air. These are all complicated stuff which psychology fools you with. You think only that those things are wonderful. No. As now, or right now what is happening, me talking here, you listening to this, you walking around this planet is a magic. If you see that, you will be filled with a sense of wonder yourself. And you will simplify things. You will no more look at complicated things of existence. You will see the simpler things are magical by themselves. And finally, you will see the most simplest thing, which was right there, which you are referring to as me always, was the most magical thing. Ending, culminating in self-realization. So, please try to do this. Ashcharya Yoga. This is Ashcharya Yoga. Try to develop this quality, not for advertisement to others, but for your own personal growth. Thank you. Sorry I exceeded time. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Mridamgamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti